I'm gonna actually talk about Alibi because Vince and I've been getting hammered.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I've seen a couple things from you, like emails like that have hit my box. So
yeah. Anyway,
okay, well let me
all
do
right.
this really quick. Let me do this.
Yes,
Welcome to Pros Talking Prose. Troy and I are in separate states right now. I am coming to you live. No, not live. This will be recorded, but I'm coming to
this will
you.
be recorded, but she is alive.
But I
She's
am alive,
alive.
barely. I am with my family right now in Disney, California. Right now. We are visiting this park today. We're going to be my parents, my husband and my oldest daughter are insane and they want to kill me. And this is, I think, how they've decided how to do it. So yeah,
Ah,
so we're here.
is to
Um,
torture you with a vacation, with a busy
yeah,
vacation.
with a busy
Oh,
vacation. So yeah, so I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be where it's a little warmer. Um, Today it's been a lovely, what, balmy 60, 65 degrees.
oh,
Lovely. At one point I was like, oh, I'm getting a little hot. So yeah,
yeah.
it's been great. It's been
It's
great.
funny
But
how 65 feels so much warmer when we're in Idaho in the
when we're in
winter.
Idaho in the winter, right? But anyway, so I'm going to turn it over to Troy. He's got some stuff he's going to talk to you about this week, and then we're going to trade places next week where I'm doing the same thing with you guys. But
Yep.
I look
And I'll
forward
be in
to,
Florida.
yeah, you'll be in Florida. But anyway, we're definitely taking this time right now before it gets really crazy to spend time with our families, and I'm glad we're doing it. So anyway,
Yes.
so I appreciate you, Troy. I miss you. I will see
Yeah.
you soon.
Miss you
We'll
too. Thanks for
cat.
dropping in.
Yeah,
We
I'll catch you
appreciate it.
guys. I'll catch you guys when I get back. And Troy and I can again convene.
Yes,
But
for
anyway,
sure.
so thanks everybody. We'll see you later.
Thank you. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Pros Talking Prose. Stacey is in California, as you saw by our introduction. So I'm going to go rogue a little bit today. And I'm going to talk about something that I feel is really important. And this is actually going to be probably one of our quickest podcasts, I guess. And the reason is because what I'm going to talk about is rest. It's really interesting that this is the week that, like, we opened a publisher starting January 1st. Like, we're starting the new year with a ton of things to do, and we're taking on new clients, and we're actually doing some new things with our business. And at the same time, Stacy already had a vacation time planned with her family this week in California. You could see they're at Disney doing all the Disney things, and that's absolutely wonderful. Now, next week, I already had a trip planned as well. Before we planned to do all of these things, I already had a trip planned to Florida to go see my grandkids. And essentially, it's a moment for me to take a break, right? In the middle of a bunch of other travel, a bunch of other things that we've had going on. And of course, as you know, if you've followed this podcast, hey, I bought a house, moved everything in, basically remodeled the house, did a bunch of stuff with it, with my partner Holly. Moved my office, moved into a new sound studio, actually recorded another audiobook, have edited a bunch of things, and have started the new year with just a renewed fire for writing. So I'm writing new stuff like crazy at the same time and evaluating other people's stuff and looking at submissions to our new publisher and all of those things. And in the middle of that, Stacy and I are also taking a step back, and both of us are evaluating things to make sure that we don't do one critical thing this year, and that's burnout. Now, the reason we you could should even listen to us at all about this topic is because both of us are two of probably some of the busiest people in publishing right now. And if you know an author or anyone in publishing, or you are an author, especially if you're struggling to do this full time, or even not struggling and just doing it full time, Like, you know that you are insanely busy, that you have so many things to do. And so it's important for us to take the time to rest. And what that means is different for everybody. And let me tell you what I mean by that. So, right now, I'm finishing up the last of the filming and moving over my course uh, called The Plot Dude's Guide to Story. Okay. And that course is all about finding your own way as an author, as far as what you plan and what you do and how you do that, and all of those different things, right? Like, that, those things, for you to understand those things about yourself and your business is super important, because the creation of books is really what keeps this whole thing going. Like, you can be the best in the world at running ads, you can be the best in the world at doing all kinds of the business side of this writing thing, but if you're not writing more books, it doesn't really matter. Our other partner in crime and our publisher, Vincent, just got back from Italy, where he goes a couple times a year. And the only thing he does is write a book and drink Prosecco. Every now and then he pops up on videos with us, right? But those are the things that he does. Why? Because the critical thing is to keep creating and keep writing. And you can't do that without some form of rest. Now, what that means sometimes is stepping away from the keyboard as far as on the writing side and that mental creative side. So, giving yourself creative breaks. We've talked about this a lot on the podcast about how people do different things to take a break from their creative rest and come up with new ideas, right? And that can include everything from take a shower or go for a walk or go camping for the weekend or go for a run or whatever it is that your chosen activity is that helps you reset your brain. Sometimes it's going and watching mindless television, reading a book that you've read 30 times, or seeing a movie you've seen 30 times and just reconnecting with that story, right? Whatever that is that you need for your creative break, take that break, okay? Get that rest for your creative mind. The second thing, though, is taking a break from the business aspect of things. And the reason this is so important is because there is so much coming at us all the time. Right now, right now, pardon me, with the advent and the growth of AI and how the kind of role that AI plays in SEO and marketing and how we get discovered and get our name in front of readers and all of that stuff. Not to mention how AI is affecting how you craft your books, but how AI is affecting your overall business. And there's all these things that you can automate or not automate, that you can make work faster, but maybe not better, maybe not as good, or maybe you can get them to work faster and better. And there's a million people giving you a different million different messages about how this works. And the new Facebook algorithm for ads and how that's working, how that's affecting your business, and how Amazon has changed things, and how that ad system is working now, and how that impacts your business as an author, and direct sales, and all the different things. And you can just feel inundated with all the different things that you can do. But the problem is, first of all, remember, think back to the only thing that moves the needle really is writing the next book. If you don't have a book to market, all of those techniques mean nothing to you. So finishing that draft, finishing that book is your number one priority. And to do that process, you need to have a fresh mind. So you need some rest, right? You can't just go from creative to marketing without some breaks in between, without a breather. Second of all, you need to analyze what you can do right now that actually moves the needle for you on the marketing side of things, what you already know how to do, what you already have the money and the capability to engage in and to do, and start with those things and scale from there. There is absolutely no way that you, without a team of virtual assistants, can do everything on everyone's marketing list. Okay. So don't do that, right? The simple thing is to stop. Take your time, be a little more human, and allow yourself to be human. You are not a writing machine. You are not a marketing machine. You're a human being who needs rest, who needs to decide what's best for you and what works for you and what does not, right? We've talked to tons and tons of authors this year, and we talk to tons of authors every year, and every one of them has a different goal and a different thing in mind for where they want their career to go, right? But a lot of them don't ever have a business plan or of an idea of how to make their business go the way that they want it to go. They don't have an idea, they don't have a plan, there's no business plan, there's no set marketing plan. They're bouncing from thing to thing to thing to thing, right? Those are the people who struggle because there's no advantage to doing that. There's often the word focus is turned into an acronym, which is focus on one course until successful. Follow one course until successful. Follow one course until successful. Doesn't make focus sense for focus to be in the acronym focus. Okay, but follow one course to be until successful, right? That means now sometimes that means how long do you follow that course? It depends on you and what your risk ability is in a lot of different ways and how you manage those things, right? But the principle is still there, is that we don't bounce from thing to thing. We try one thing until we know that we have fully tried it, and then we move on to the next thing, right? And give yourself a chance to rest in between that. I mean, I'm the kind of guy I want to run Facebook ads, Amazon ads, and BookBub ads all at once to drive a few of these different launches and plans that I have this year. And I have to slow down and say, how am I going to put that into place? And which of those, what of the things that I'm doing actually moves the needle on sales? What actually makes me more money, which enables me to write more, which enables me to continue with this business, right? I have to make that decision. And to do that, my mind needs to be sharp and fresh and rested and clear. And sometimes that means unsubscribing from some people's emails and clearing out the clutter of your inbox of all the noise that tells you the things that you have to do, that this is the course that you have to follow. Okay. So that's, you got the creative rest, you've got the marketing and business rest, and then quite simply, you've got physical rest. Now, many of you know from watching this podcast or listening to me other places that I get about 6 to 6.5 hours of sleep a night. It's apparently what my body needs because I'm not unhealthy in that way that I need more sleep. I'm not tired. Clearly, some of you had seen me. I'm like wired, full of energy all the time, that type of thing, right? So it's not that I need more sleep, but there are times when I need more rest. And for me, sometimes what that rest means is stepping away from this desk and this area in my office and going out and walking around or doing exercise or doing stretches or yoga or tai chi or whatever your poison. For me, a lot of times it means in the springtime when it's not freaking cold or super windy around here is going out and riding my bike, right? That is a form of rest. Even though it's physical activity, it gives my body what it needs because you have to take care of all of the different parts of you. So that business part of you is really just the career part of you. The creative part of you should be filling your soul and helping you mentally refill your mind and doing writing for the reasons that you started doing writing, because it's therapy for you, because it allows you to express yourself through creative means, and it allows you to deal with issues in your life in a way that many other people don't have the opportunity to do. That's not to say you don't need therapy and other things like that. That's a whole different topic, right? Because you need to mentally take care of yourself, you need to physically take care of yourself, and you need to spiritually take care of yourself, whatever that looks like for you, depending on your beliefs. That might mean meditation. It could mean any number of things. Okay. But you need to take care of the whole you and give yourself rest on all of those different levels. And the one thing I'm going to encourage you to do is to look at what that means to you this year and to include rest as a part of your business planning and a part of your writing planning. Is like, what day am I going to take off from writing and maybe just stare at the screen? Or what days am I going to just maybe write a little less or a little differently in a different spot or something like that that gives your brain and your creative brain the kind of rest and space between doing things that you need? How are you going to give yourself business rest? When are you going to take vacations? When are you going to take days off By days off, I mean you don't go in the office. Now, for some of us, like I write pretty much every day. So, what that means, I'm probably going to go in the office and write something, but I'm not going to spend the day in this chair, in this office, writing things and dealing with the business things. I'm actually going to take a day off and get out. I'm actually going to take a vacation and not take my laptop and all my technology and take a rest or a break from that. So think about how you're going to do that. And then think about how you're physically going to take care of yourself. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. Make sure you're getting enough exercise. Take care of your diet, all those different things, right? Basically, we want you to just take a breather. And it's funny that this week Stacy's taking a breather. Next week, I'm taking a breather. And then we're going to come back together and we're going to have a ton of amazing things to do. And all of them things that we love to do. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love my job and all the things I get to do in working with authors, in editing, in writing, all those different things. I love all of that. And I'm happy that I get to do it. But I'm also happy for those moments when I'm able to take a break. So, with that, I'm just going to close this thing out. I'm going to go take a break, kind of. I'm going to take a break and go pack for Florida. But I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Stacey will probably see you next week with her version of a Rogue podcast, and we'll come back together the following week after that and compare notes about how our rest went, and then tell you about all the exciting things that we're doing this year. Anyway, thanks for joining me, everybody. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next week.